Hi, welcome to day one of Revolution Week. I am so happy you're here. In order to set you up for success this week, we are going to start with one question that I want you to answer for yourself. And that is, what is your deep motivation for starting this week? It may not get answered right this second, but I want you to just incubate on it. So think about, what is the deep why bringing you here? And what do you want to be experiencing and feeling at the end of your 7 days? And I'm talking about the deep why, not the skinny pants why, right? The skinny pants, they work themselves out. What I want you to think about is the deeper emotional motivation, to be more patient, to feel more at ease, to be more connected to yourself. If any of those sound right, run with them. Because it's that deeper motivation that is going to get you over the finish line on the days when motivation is zero. When you are getting your video in at 10 p.m. or at 5 a.m. or you are crawling onto your mat after a night when your baby was kicking your butt all night. That deep why is what you are going to draw on when you're feeling like everything else inside of you is a no. You're going to call on that and you're going to step into the yes. Okay? The next thing we're going to do as we start this first day, is I want you to go into whatever device you like doing your videos on. I recommend your phone. Download the Revolution Motherhood app. If you already have your account set up, you're totally fine. You just download it and you're good to go. Go in and I want you to queue up your videos in advance. So that means that instead of scrolling Instagram, you're gonna go in, queue up your videos, and then when it is time for you to go in and work out, the time you've set aside for yourself, you don't have to look around, you don't have to think about it, you just push play, get it done, and it's complete, check, all right? So those are my 2 tips for success this week to get you started. We'll see some more as we go through the week. But for today, on your body, we are getting into your transverse abdominals. It's your deep breath-based core, okay? It is the foundation of every other muscle group in your body that we are going to be getting into this week. It is completely life-changing. So grab a hand towel, find a wall, and you are ready to get started. I'll see you in a minute. Hi, welcome to Transverse Abdominal Strength and Stability. I will be using a small cup towel today and a wall. So just find a space where you can kind of participate in generally something that looks like this in your home, and let's get started. So we're actually going to start by standing with our back against the wall. You can drop your towel for now, okay? So what I'm doing first is just feeling the wall against my back. And even if you've got molding, it's totally fine. Like my heels are against the molding, and I'm going to try to go ahead and press my shoulder blades back against the wall. Transverse abdominals, or your deep core, right? The core that's underneath the stuff that we see on the outside, is something that can be a little bit elusive, and it can be a little bit of like a mind-body twister, okay? Twister for your brain. So stay with it. We're going to play with it, but it is also the crucial linchpin to really discovering your full functional waist. So even if you've been working out for a while and you haven't ever really done this internal work, or like you've been doing boot camp or other workouts and running, and you still have kind of this soft middle section that never really feels like it's alert or turned back on, it's because it isn't. So that's what we're going to be doing, is really recruiting and reforming the waist from the inside out. It's going to be completely life-changing, okay? So with your heels against the wall, shoulder blades against the wall, I want you to just feel how hard it is to stay here. You have to push yourself into the wall and feel like your front body and your back body are talking to each other. This is a crucial neuro strength repatterning moment that we're getting your brain to wake up to your back and how your front relates to your back, because your transverse abdominals wrap your entire torso. They start in your spine and they wrap your waist and form around the front, okay? Now, hands down to your low belly, between your 2 hip bones and your pubic bone. I want you to relax your calves and your booty. Take a breath down into your hands while trying to keep your shoulder blades against the wall. It's harder than you think. Exhale, breathe out, but I want you to breathe out through your mouth. And notice it makes your hands and the muscles under your hands move inward. If that didn't happen, I want you to try to do that. So just breathe in and relax. Shoulder blades against the wall. Heels are on the ground. It's going to make your low back lift against the wall. You've got a little bit of a natural curvature. You're going to exhale. Try to push the air out. Yeah, like you're blowing out a candle. Okay, one more. Breathe in. Exhale. Breath-based core activation is crucial because your breath moves your internal respiratory muscles, your internal core muscles naturally. Movement is what allows us to start to build strength. You're now gonna walk your feet away from the wall. My butt is against the wall, and I'm gonna bend my knees just enough. My knees are not past my heels, but my low back and my top of my booty is against the wall. And we're gonna play with some of these deep breaths right here. And what this does is it helps you find that your pelvis can change shape. Okay, so it's not locked or tucked underneath you. You're not gripping your low back. You've relaxed the front of your hips. Relaxing these muscles out here gives you a chance to start to find these muscles in here, which is what we want to turn on. So this time we're going to breathe out. We're going to do 5 of these. Kind of shake your booty a little bit. We're going to do 5 breaths, starting to lift the muscles from your pubic bone to your belly button. I'm going to do that without changing the bones. Okay, so big breath in. As you exhale, blow out and think lifting up and in like a zipper. And you're trying to zip up those tight pair of pants that won't quite go in. Now, what's nice about the shape, I know it's a little bit on the leg, so you can keep it shallow if you want, but that bent knee helps the pelvis relax downward as opposed to where we normally stand from, which is somewhere in here with all this gripping, or somewhere out here, still gripping in compression, but nothing working in the front. The angle of the pelvis determines what parts of the core and waist can turn on, will turn on, and how they all communicate with each other. So let's come back to that kind of soft knee squat. Your booty is against the wall, your pubic bone is dropped down. 3 breaths, trying to zip up that tight pair of pants without tucking the pelvis underneath you, keeping your butt back. Big inhale, shoulder blades to the wall. Exhale, zipping, and touch it. You can kind of feel like I'm lifting. Good, 1 more, breathe in, 2 more. Exhaling. And you're gonna see my shirt's coming up and in. Very different sensation than feeling that chronic grip out here on either side of your 6-pack. Those are your inner obliques. We don't need those right now. We wanna go to a deeper level of your corset. Big breath in. Exhaling, zipping. Nice. And then come on up to stand from there. I'm going to turn to my side, and well, you're going to turn to your side with me. You're going to take your left hand to the wall. You're standing just with a bent elbow and a relaxed shoulder. I want you to bend your knees. So now without the wall behind you, what do you feel in your back body? Okay, like your body is responsible for holding itself in space now. When you take your right hand to your pelvis and to your hip, and you're just going to roll your pelvis a little bit forward and back. Don't worry about where it's coming from right now. We're just thinking, all right, I can move my hips. It's going to feel a little awkward if you've never done this before. You're like, wow, I can actually move my hips forward and back, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, this starts to feel good. My pelvis is independent from my ribs, from my shoulders, from my neck, from my head, and from my knees and ankles. It can move itself. Where it wants to move from is from your core, okay? The part of the core we're working on today is your transverse abdominals, that wrapping corset that lies beneath all of these external muscles. When it is gliding and functioning well, it organizes all of the external muscles so they can do their job properly, in a nutshell. Good, pause right there. We're gonna go ahead and stand on up. Now we're gonna get the towel. I want you to go ahead and stick that towel between your inner knees. You can stand a little closer to the wall. So feet are almost all the way together. I'm gonna give myself a nice big breath in all the way down to that pubic bone. And as I exhale, I'm gonna squeeze the towel and try to lift that pubic bone to belly button muscle line, okay? Notice the difference. I'm gonna show you how I want you to do it. Exhaling, squeezing the towel, lifting up, versus this side, I don't want you to do it, squeezing the towel and gripping and tucking in, or squeezing the towel and sucking in. You see how it just rounded my back like I'm getting punched? That's not what we want. We wanna feel lift and engagement all the way from the towel, the inner thighs, up through the pelvic floor, all the way to the sternal bone. This is where posture comes from, okay? So 3 breaths like this. You've got a nice easy stance. You have 2 feet strongly on the ground at a nice narrow parallel connection. I'm using the wall just so I can balance. Big breath in, you're gonna squeeze that towel and then find the line up through the inner thighs, pelvic corridor, zip up the pants, lift up, lift up, lift up. Again, breathing in, feel the towel, inner thighs, all the way up. Last one. Lifting up, really nice. Okay, that is it. Well done. You're going to put your towel aside, and tomorrow we are going to pick up where we left off, and we are going to take all of these newly activated deep core muscles and begin to strength and stamina train them. Have a great rest of your day, and I will see you tomorrow.